So in this section, we will still discuss how to do the multiplication for the polynomials, right? So let's check some new method. The first, we will talk about what is FOIL method. This is the general case when we do the binomial times binomial. Okay, it's just like using the distributive property, but we have a new name for the order. So F stands for the first. O stands for the outer. And I stands for the inner. The last one, L, stands for last. So it is just show you the order. How can we do the multiplication? It's just like using the distributive rule. Let's check the example. How can we understand the order? If we have this one. So first, we will talk about the F. F will be the first. So which means the first term of this one and the first term of the second one. So that will be 3x times 2x, right? The first term times the first term. So this is the meaning of first. Then plus the second one, we will say outer. So this one will be the outer. This one will be the outer. 3x times 5. So the second, we will think these two are the outer. So the third step, we will treat these two as inner. So 1 times 2x. Of course, the last one means the last. So last term times the last term. 1 times 5. After that, we just do the multiplication. It's just like we used the distributive rule, right? The first term, we used the distributive rule. So 3x applied to 2x, then 3x applied to 5. So this one is actually the same rule as the distributive rule property, but this time we use another name, FOIL method, to remind you the order. Okay. So last step, we still need to combine the like term. So this one will be our final answer. Don't forget, you always need to simplify your answer. So we could try another example together. So this time, we start with F first. So first will be 5x times x, first. Then we should work on the outer, right? Outer, we will have 5x times negative 2. Then we move on to the inner. We will plus negative 7 times x. Then will be the last. So negative 7 times negative 2 will be the last. So after that, don't forget, we have the like term. Then we need to combine the like term to simplify our answer. Okay, this one is called the FOIL method, but if you already know the distributive rule, this one just the same. Just remind you the order to do the multiplication. You will always get the same answer by using the FOIL method and the distributive rule. Okay, let's check the second objective here. It's called a squaring the binomial. So we will teach some special formula for the squaring binomials. So if we have this one, we actually have the special formula for this squaring binomial. If we have this, we have this formula. So this is the special formula. Okay, let's check. First, let's see why we will have this formula. We could use the FOIL method or the distributive rule to help us to get the formula. So let's check. The squared binomial is just like a plus b times another a plus b, right? If we use the FOIL method, we will start with the first. First will be a times a squared. Then the outer will be a times b. Then we will talk about inner will be b times a. And the last will be b times b. After we combine the like term, ab, ba, they are just the same thing. So we will have 2ab plus b squared. We actually only have 3 terms. We only have 3 terms for the squared binomials. So that's how we get the formula. We can also use the same method to get the second one. So here, we could memorize this special formula. Then you do not have to use the FOIL method for this kind of situation. If you have the squaring binomials, you can directly use the special formula. Okay. And we have another special product formula called sum and difference of 2 terms. What does that mean? Let's check. Sum, so we have this is the sum, and the difference, so we have this one. The sum of xy times the difference of xy. The 2 terms should be should be the same term. So here it's x, y, it should be x and y. And this is the special formula for this kind of situation. We only have x squared minus y squared. Let's check how can we get this answer if we just use the FOIL method, okay? So we start with the first, x times x. So that will be x squared. Then the outer will be x times negative y. We will have x times negative y. And inner part will be y times x plus y times x. And the last term will be plus y times negative y will be the last term. Positive y times negative y. So after that, so x, y, y, x, they are actually the same term, right? Minus the y squared. So you will realize only 2 terms are left. So this is the special formula. If you can memorize the formula, then you don't have to use the FOIL method each time, because this one is the special product. Okay, the sum and the difference of 2 terms. Okay, let's talk about using the special product. Using the special products. So this question. So for the first one, we already realized this is a special case, right? The two terms are just the same. If we treat the term as 4x and the 9, we will realize this is just the case we talk about. The sum of 4x and the 9 and the difference of 4x and 9. So this is the special case. We remember only the squared term was left and we have a negative sign in the middle. So this is the special product. If we use the special product, we realize it's not necessary to use the FOIL method every time. We can simplify the answer. Let's check another one. So when we have this one, we know this is another special products, right? This time we have the squaring binomial. So we only need to remember a square plus a plus b take the square is just like a square. So here a square will be this term plus 2ab. So we have 2 times a is 3y here and the times b. Right? And the plus the last term 2. So b squared here is just 2 squared. So after that, we will get this one. So by using the special products, we do not have to use the FOIL method. But sometimes it's not the special product. So we could not use the formula. We will just use the FOIL method, right? Start with the first term, 6a times 6 times a. So 6a squared. Then we start with the outer, right? Plus 6a times negative 7. Then we'll talk about the inner. Will be 1 times a, and the last will be last term will be 1 times negative 7. So if there is no special products, we could not use the special formula, right? We could just use the distributive rule or the FOIL method. The distributive rule and the FOIL method, they are actually the same thing. And don't forget, you always need to check if there is a like term you can combine. You should always simplify your answer. Okay.